Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Door to Deceit. I'm your host Ash, and I'm happy you're here. Y'all know how it is with me, baby, so thank you so much for the support, and I hope y'all enjoy this episode. We have a survivor story this week, so, y'all can breathe a little bit easier, but honey, it is definitely a story to tell, so let's tell it. Our story begins in Kalamazoo, Missouri with 17-year-old Sophia Putney. Sophia's mom, Kristen, is a self-proclaimed overprotective mom. She wanted to raise her two kids, Sophia and her brother Kylie, in a happy, healthy, loving environment. And honestly, everything in their lives seemed to be pretty smooth up until Sophia, at 14, met a young man at school named Adam Girl, you know what? Fuck his last name because he's a bitch. So we're gonna move on. Anyway, Sophia and even her mom seemed to really like Adam. He was soft-spoken and he seemed to be really sweet and wholesome and stuff. And Sophia really loved him. They would do church activities together and just kind of hang out. And when they were alone, she said he was really charming and very funny. She also said, though, that it was hard for her to read him and that she liked how mysterious he was. Now, just a little side note, baby, I cannot stand mysterious people. And that sounds crazy, but I'm not saying oh, you have to be an open book or you got to talk too much, but bitch, I should not have to wonder about everything with you. I'm just not here for that. Part of connecting with people and being in relationship with people is sharing your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings, all the shit that people who want so badly to be mysterious like to hide. And my thing is this, mystery does not intrigue me. And maybe it's because, I'm so into true crime, but baby, that shit makes me nervous because what are you hiding? What is in your closet? What bodies are buried in your backyard? What? You try to be too mysterious with me and baby, you gonna get ghosted. Cause the fuck, no. Anyway, apparently everything was fine between the two of them until about 6 months in. At that point, he turned from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde and started beating her ass. And at this young ass age, oh my God, that's just crazy to me. What is going on in his brain? What is going on in his house to make him think that any of this that he's doing is okay? I'm floored. According to Sophia, Adam would punch her in the face, throw stuff at her, and choke her. He also locked her in a fucking car trunk once. Excuse me? His antics actually escalated to the point where he would hold razor blades up to parts of Sophia's body to cut and scratch her. She had bruises, just all kinds. I will say I'm shocked that no one noticed the bruises, the cuts, the welts, the bloody noses, or black eyes from being punched in the fucking face. Just wow. That little that little boy, he would be modeling on a very fresh, crisp, tall tee, fucking around with me. That is insane. Girl, he's doing too much. He's doing too much. But I digress. Sophia did, what most victims of DV do, and she curled in on herself. She let shame and a fear of disappointing her mother stop her from speaking up. And I really, really hate that for her. Because it's a whole big cycle, when it comes to DV, that person who's the abuser becomes the victim's world. They become their life. They pull them in with all the love and then start smacking them around and they don't know how to get out of it. And it's just one big fucking cycle of t-shirt activity. And I can't. Adam's t-shirt activities did not end with just physical violence. He would tell her what she could and could not do. He'd tell her things like, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to go to college. You're not going to do any of these things because there could be guys there. You could talk to other people or whatever. Child, just an insecure little bitch. Somebody jack him up and whoop his ass. Kristen, Sophia's mom, said she knew that if I knew what was really going on, I would have them break up. And she knew that would send him off, that he would go into attack mode. Bitch, attack mode? Is he a fucking transformer? Oh girl, I cannot. I really just can't. And then the fact that she was actually right is what really sends me. So Sophia ended up finding out that Adam was cheating on her. And so she broke up with him because, girl, you doing too much. Now, of course, he didn't take it well. And I mean, I guess he just assumed that she would let him do whatever he wanted since he was already fucking beating the shit out of her. But Sophia put her foot down, baby. She stood on business and she cut his ass off. Now, this little weirdo would then walk to Sophia's house and he'd watch her. Like, he would literally sit outside of her window and text her everything that she was doing. Baby, I promise you, he would have had one time, and I do mean one, to text me what the fuck I'm doing in the privacy of my home before I would have came back to that very same window cocking something that's gonna put a hole in him. Because baby, I'm from Texas, okay? I do not play that weird shit, because you may think you're crazy, but I'm really on that. Like, you're not gonna no, I'm not gonna live in fear, especially not in my own home. And I'm absolutely not gonna live in fear as long as Miss Smith and Wesson are still in business. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Cause girl, you may get me, but trust and believe I'ma get you too. The fuck are you talking about? Like, that weird shit really pisses me off, bruh. Like, Ooh, child. Anyway, Miss Sophia had a little bit more discipline than me. And she didn't snitch on Adam or anything like that. But I really wish that she had, because this little bastard decided to escalate. And he broke into her home with a knife. A knife, y'all. He broke in on a winter night and kept telling Sophia to go outside with him. Now, she had some sense because she knew if she left that house with him, she would not be fucking returning. And luckily for her, she was able to convince him to leave, peacefully, no problems. And she told him she would not call the cops. Now, as soon as he was gone, she told her mama, and her mama called the cops, as she should. Because girl, you're fucking weird. You gotta go. You're weird. Cops ended up arresting Adam on stalking and assault charges. Now, in my opinion, it should have been assault with a deadly weapon, but all right. Because I'm sorry, knives are deadly. The fuck are we doing? Like, you didn't just break in here to play patty cake, baby. You broke up in here trying to stab the girls. No, anyway, the judge gave him 4 years of probation and gave Sophia a restraining order against Adam. So they had a no contact order in place. He was supposed to be over there minding his business, doing his little probation at his home. He's supposed to be leaving her alone at her home. Now, I will say, I'm about to get up on my soapbox, all right? I think it's been a little bit a minute since I got up on the soapbox. I don't know, but bitch, I'm up on here now, okay? This little scrawny bitch has been beating this girl's ass for months. He's been stalking her, and then he escalated to breaking into her house with a fucking knife. And instead of y'all giving him fed charges, which would have actually given him some fucking time in prison for doing all of this, you misdemeanor him so he can still have a future. Girl, this is my issue with the justice system and why it needs to be fucking reformed. In cases like these, in situations like with rapists and shit like that, they always want to look out for the future of the predator. Bitch, what about the victim? Like, the underage ass girl that this 18-year-old ass, adult ass bitch has been abusing for all this time? Like, why are crimes against women and children not taken seriously in this country still? And you know what? I'm gonna say it because I wasn't going to, but fuck that. I'm gonna say it because it's the truth. They gave him that baby ass sentence and that slap on the wrist because he's white. And you cannot tell me any different. Like, you really can't at all. This bastard broke into this girl's house, not to just talk, which would still be weird as fuck, but he broke into her house with a weapon. And bro just said, oh, that's cool. Let me wag my finger at you and tell you not to do it again. Like, are you fucking serious? What did the judge think he wanted to do with her? Like, I really want to know. He had already threatened to kill her. He'd been beating her. He'd been stalking her. And then he broke in her house with a knife. Like, hello? What's not clicking, girl? Are the lights on and nobody is home? Like, I'm not getting it. Clearly, he has been escalating from the beginning. So I guess we're just going to let it continue. Like, I just don't get this. Why these people keep thinking that you can essentially send a criminal to their room after committing a series of dangerous ass crimes against someone else? That it's just, I'm done. Because I could talk about the fucking disparities within this justice system, girl, until I'm blue in the face, and I don't want to do that. So let's just keep it rolling. So it took this bastard all of 2 seconds to break the no contact order because, surprise, surprise, giving someone probation after they tried to fucking kill someone probably didn't send the right message, you know? But anyway, he texted her hundreds of times saying how he was going to kill her and himself. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely would have told him to do it and to start with himself, but I digress. One afternoon, this ugly little snake broke in again. He slipped in through a door that he knew was always unlocked, which, oh Lord. Side note, I try really hard when I do these to make sure that in my script and stuff, I'm not victim blaming. But bitch, girl, what in the fuck? I will never in life understand why anyone leaves any damn door or window unlocked in their home, ever. Like, to me, I feel like if you can't remember your keys, then you can sit your irresponsible ass outside until someone with some sense gets home. Straight up. Like, I will never get that. I will never get leaving a door unlocked or a window unlocked or leaving a fucking key in a rock and all this other shit. Girl, if you cannot keep up with your shit, you will just sit outside until someone who can gets their ass home, because I'm not leaving shit unlocked in my house. Like, what? I will never get that. And I definitely do not get it in this case at all, because this weirdo is on the loose and nobody thought, maybe we should lock up every damn thing so he cannot get back up in this bitch again. Like, what? Girl, Adam broke in with a bottle full of gasoline, a lighter, and a knife. Like, girl, what? He waited in Sophia's room for over 3 hours under a blanket on the floor. Sophia eventually made it home, and she was accompanied by the boy who drove her there. Now, Adam heard his voice, and he claims that it sent him into a rage. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally think that if I broke into someone's house and I was wielding tools to kill and then burn them, that I was already pretty angry. You know, not to mention I'm waiting on the floor of their room, crouched over for 3 fucking hours under a blanket. Like, the level of determination and anger he already had, baby, hearing that boy's voice did not trigger him like that. He came in there with a mission and he was intending to accomplish that motherfucker, straight up. Mind you, Sophia hung out with her family for a while before she even came upstairs. So by the time she made it up there, you would think he would be more chill. But he wasn't. In fact, the second she closed the damn door, he popped out like it was a fucking surprise party. Okay, so she tried to reason with him, and she was like, you know, like last time. She was like, hey, put it down, like, you don't have to do this, blah, blah, blah. But he pulled a knife out in response, babe. And then at that point, Sophia was like, oh, it's really up. So she asked him then, Adam, are you gonna kill me? And he responded with a yes and cut her across her goddamn chest. Bruh. Like, what? He then pressed the knife to her throat and she screamed and collapsed onto the floor. Now, the noises from all of this caused her mom to run upstairs to her room. So as soon as she grabbed the doorknob, Adam pressed his body against the door so her mom could not get in. Now, Sophia, of course, she's thinking, this is the last time she's going to get the chance to tell her mom that she loves her. So that's what she did. And honestly, I can only imagine the fear that ran through her mom at that time. Like, to hear your baby on the other side of that door, and you know that she's feeling like this is the end of her life, and you cannot do. Listen, man, this is why I'm low-key pro-gun. Like, obviously, I want the girls to be responsible. I don't want people to have AR-15s. Girl, you don't need all of that. A cute little shotgun, a cute little sidearm, that's about all you need for home safety. Like, not too fucking much. But girl, you may have had your door or your body pressed against that door, but I promise you, it would quickly end up on the motherfucking floor behind that door in my house, girl. Cause the fuck are you on, little ass boy? Like, not in my Christian home. Not in my Christian home. Lord. And then if the situation could not get more freaking chaotic, Adam decided he was about to do his big one, girl. So he pulled out that gas and poured it all over and around himself and then lit himself on fire. Like, I guess he thought he was gonna traumatize her to death. I don't know. Clearly, he's a little touched. So, But anyways, by the time it was giving Burning Man, Sophia's mom was able to push through the door. She yelled for Kylie, Sophia's brother. And at that point, it was even more getting added on, because baby brother came upstairs on timing. Okay, he had a baseball bat and he came in that bitch straight swinging. He jumped through the flames and bopped that bitch, screaming he was gonna kill him. Now Adam, being the pussy he is, he pulled Sophia in front of him like a shield, and unfortunately, because of the heavy smoke in the room due to the fire and the blind rage that he was in, Kylie did not notice and he ended up whacking the hell out of his sister as well. And he got a couple more hits off on Adam, but in all the commotion, he ended up jumping out of the window and he ran the hell off. Now, of course, this was a 2-story home, so when he jumped out of the window, he definitely did end up hurting himself, but he was trying to get away from that bed because baby Kylie was not fucking playing with him. And I love that. Shout out to her brother for the one time. And yeah, he did bop her, but girl, you know, I would have just took that. I would have took that on the chin. So Sophia's mom, she ended up calling the cops as they were rushing her to the hospital. She ended up with a fractured skull and knife wounds to her chest, which obviously the fractured skull came from the baseball bat, which was unfortunate, and the knife wounds came from that bitch. So meanwhile, the cops started looking for Adam, as he was obviously a wanted criminal for his crimes up in there, but he also had burns and injuries from the bat and the fall from Sophia's window, so they wanted to get him medical attention. Personally, I feel like they should have just let him die in the streets, but you know, that's just me. The next day, Miss Adam was spotted and picked up by the cops, and on his way to the hospital, he calmly gave them a play-by-play of everything that he did. And you know, one thing I am a little confused about is where were his fucking parents during all of this? Like, I get he's 18, but 9 times out of 10, he was still in that same town, so he was probably still living at home. What's going on? What's going on? I'm a little confused. Maybe they just felt like he was an adult, you know, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants, but girl, not in my Christian household, honey. Anyways, but once the cops got his little play-by-play and his confession, he ended up getting arraigned, and he was charged with attempted murder, a charge that he beat at his trial. Yeah, let that sink in, because my mouth was wide the hell open too. How do you not get clapped for that? Like, I really want to know. Did they think he wanted to have like a summer camp fantasy moment with the fire in her bedroom? Because it was definitely giving Camp Crystal Lake. Like, I'll give him that. But like, what the fuck? Like, instead of the charge that he should have gotten, Miss Adam was found guilty of home invasion and second-degree arson. He ended up with a sentence of 29 to 60 years, and he is eligible for parole after 30 years. Now, mind you, he went in when he was 18, so that means he'll be getting out at 48 if he gets parole, which, I mean, at this point, he's had the best fucking luck in the legal system I've ever seen for doing all these crazy ass crimes to an underage girl and not really getting anything for it. So he'll probably be out, maybe even sooner, who knows? Jesus Christ. It's really just crazy to me that they did not learn from the first time that they let him back on the streets after he had committed a crime. So I guess they're gonna run it back again, just after he's gotten 30 years of tips and tricks from hardened criminals. This country just be making me so fucking sick sometimes. A mess. Ooh. On a brighter note though, Sophia is able to walk around freely and happily now, at least for the next 30 years. And she has a new man, she has a baby, she's an advocate for DV. She's doing her big one, and I really could not be happier for her. I really hope that POS never gets out of jail. And I promise you, I would have launched a campaign and a civil suit against that first judge that gave him that probation. Because girl, I promise you, I want you up out of here. I want that bitch removed. I don't care. You need to come your ass up off of that bench, bitch, because you're clearly, you two are touched. Clearly, you two are touched. Because that is insane to me that he is exhibiting this amount of violence against women and defenseless people, or who he views as defenseless people. He has this much violence at this young of an age. And you think that giving him 4 years of time out in his house is going to change any fucking thing. Girl, get the fuck on. Like, that is just unreal. Literally just blows my mind. But anyway, y'all be careful, stay ready, and stay vigilant. Because baby, I'm out of here. I want to thank y'all for listening, and I hope you're leaving having learned some lessons. And if not, go back and listen again. I'll see y'all next time. And hey, do not forget to lock that door behind me. You never know what could come crawling in.